Hello, everyone, and welcome to another race in the Link to the Past Randomizer Hybrid Major Glitches Tournament. Uh, my name is Krubble. I'm joined here with my co-com, Zeke Highland. How are you, Zeke?
Doing well. We've got the bronze match round 2 today between Osse101 and Spleebie.
Yep, this is a very exciting match. Aussie won the first round, so hopefully we can get that updated on the tracker for y'all in a moment. But that means that Spleebie is fighting for his chance to remain and to take this to a game 3. But if Aussie wins, then that will decide our third and fourth place winners. Third and fourth place racers. So, and it looks like we are off.
Yep, and early bombs. Not an unwelcome sight.
Yep, with starting boots modes, bombs are a little bit less of a concern than without starting boots, but still, you like to see them.
And we have a 3-crystal light world, including both red crystals in the light world on Desert and Hera.
Wonder if we could have the rare Mirror and Pyramid Fairy seed today.
And we have a slight route divergence already. Aussie's going for an early hobo check.
Yep, Aussie clipping in to the wall here and then doing a quick little dance and avoiding the not quite hard lock and getting into the early hobo check. I think I've seen Spleebie generally likes to route this in a little bit later, but Aussie's rewarded with a bottle that could pay off in Kakariko.
Yeah, but Spleebie's rewarded with a bow from Saha. And it looks like we're going to Eastern already.
Oh, wow. So this is, with the extra heart, it's not quite as scary as if he was heading in there with only 3 hearts, but still, you better make sure your Eastern Palace dark rooms are polished to make this pay off.
And there's an ice rod at Bonk Rocks. We are just getting all the good items already, aren't we?
We're certainly getting items. That's for sure. So Aussie is heading up to what I imagine will be a lumberjack check. Let's see what we have there as Spleebie makes his way through Eastern.
Eastern is a dungeon that just goes as expected.
Yep. Hopefully Spleebie doesn't run into any troubles here on the fairly low percent gear.
I could not tell what that was.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. Maybe chat can help us out. Alright, this is pretty usual opener from Aussie so far. So what I'll be really curious about will be to see if Aussie goes into Kakariko after this, taking his bottle to get a little, or avoid orphaning the sick kid with his Kakariko check, or if he decides to put off Kakariko a little bit longer until he can maybe link up Magic Bat there as well. Let's see what he does.
And it looks like he's going to go up the mountain from here.
Yeah, so, like we were saying, doing a choosing to put off Kakariko a little bit longer to maybe be able to do some more checks at Magic Bat and Desert, and Spleebie getting rewarded with the early bow. That's exciting.
Early bow, early sword. This Eastern is going as well as you could ask, actually.
Right, early sword. I think I said bow.
I think you did, but we all knew what you meant.
Yep. That is, the early Sahasrahla play and then following through to Eastern is working well, and Aussie demonstrating a common technique of using the boots dust for your darkroom navigation. Pretty handy. It's and very common to see in glitch modes.
And gets rewarded with the single arrow. Meanwhile, Spleebie gets to use that sword. That's a book. Spleebie gets to use that sword for seeing in the dark, which is very handy.
Yeah. Makes darkroom navigation a lot easier, especially on such low hearts. And Aussie pulling off the King's Doom clip, which without a sword is a little bit trickier, but Aussie making it look easy.
As he always does. And it looks like he might be going to Sank from here. Or, excuse me, to Kakariko from here. We already went to Sank.
Yep. Spleebie using the pretty common technique of using arrows for your darkroom navigation to figure out where that Igor is, and then use that as a point of reference. Very, very convenient.
And the good news about Eastern is the path to Armos has about, I want to say, like 35 arrows under pots. Which is just a lot of arrows.
Yeah, very handy. And chat's asking, why didn't Aussie do Graveyard Ledge? And doing that clip puts you in a bit of an awkward position where you have to choose between Graveyard Ledge or King's Doom. Well, unless you have Mitts, of course, but then it's a different story. But yeah, you do have to choose between the two, and I think it's a pretty common play to choose King's Tomb unless you're able to link Graveyard Ledge up with something, because you can link Graveyard Ledge up with Back of Hyrule Castle, you can link it up with Houlihan, you can work it into a Pyramid Fairy play. There are a lot of things you can do by putting that off, whereas King's Tomb is just kind of awkward no matter what.
And another reason to do Graveyard Ledge later would be, with that Houlihan, you could then take it south and continue all the way to Zora with the money. We got an Ether, and we did get another bottle out of Cackwell.
Yep, and a cane.
And a cane!
Very nice to find. But we're not really finding items that will kind of increase light world density. Ooh, wait, where was the mushroom?
Mushroom might have been in Blind's hideout while we were discussing the Graveyard Ledge versus King's Tomb route. But Mushroom and Cane means we could take that and do Magic Bat from here.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if Aussie didn't do that. And like we were saying earlier, that the Magic Bat would have been one of the few remaining checks in this neighborhood. So because he picked up that cane and mushroom, Aussie will be able to get a full Kakariko clear out of this. Very nice.
And the mushroom was in Sanctuary.
Oh, okay. So here we see Aussie setting up for the screen wrap. I think he was a little bit too far in. No, he got it second try.
Yeah, you want to be more careful doing that when you have flippers. Speaking from experience.
Yep, if you make the mistake that we saw from Aussie on that first attempt, and you have flippers, then you are soft locked in there. And, that can be pretty unfortunate. It's kind of forgiving the range of valid horizontal pixels that works from, but yeah, there is some risk there. So, but fortunately, Aussie doesn't have flippers, so he was able to get it second try.
Now, one benefit that Spleebie will have going through our Kakariko to Desert Loop is he will be able to have that book to check Bombos, as well as he's going to check Pedestal right now. We are getting a sub 10-minute Pedestal check.
Oh boy, this could be a pretty big early information advantage. Well, at least it won't be hanging over his head later if he finds himself in Skull Woods without the mirror. Then that won't really be a concern.
300 rupees on Desert Ledge, always a nice find.
And that kind of reduces the incentive to... Oh no, he's still a little bit shy of Zora money. So we might see him link up Graveyard Ledge and Houlihan to South Shore.
And we have a lamp!
Well, so we should keep very close track of whether or not Aussie finds the second item here. Because while he does have the Ice Rod, And 2 bottles. I don't remember what the contents of those bottles are.
One is empty. The other has a blue potion.
Oh, okay. I wonder if Aussie might. Well, we should keep an eye on whether or not he finds the second item here. Because if he doesn't find the second item up front, then he might be tempted into an early Ice Rod Landmo kill.
He is preparing for that by the look of it. He is picking up every magic refill in the dungeon.
Yeah. I don't think that. Well, okay, with the blue potion, he would have enough. Will he have enough? So he'll have 8 popos to kill on the way. That's okay. Let's see what's in this next chest. Oh, it's the second item. Okay.
I don't expect... This one's easy enough for Aussie to come back to, so I'm not sure we'll see the Ice Rod Landmo.
Yeah, much less tempting because of picking up that second item for sure.
Now, if he finds a weapon, say in K45 or... Actually, it'd have to be pretty much K45 or Agina at this point. You could maybe consider it.
Oh, this is interesting. So it looked like he was about to go down to clip up to K45 and then clip back over to Agina's cave, which is kind of the usual route. Which is good if you're ending your route in. Oh, choosing to end here instead of doing K45. Interesting. So Aussie will probably come back sometime later for K45. We'll see if Spleebie checks that earlier and if that pays off.
And we are now in Tower of Hera. Now,
Yep.
Tower of Hera is where this mode gets fun.
Yep.
We're not guaranteed a key.
Yeah. Let's see if we have an HMG Hera today, or if it's a much more normal Hera. So Compass in the first one and Rubies in the second. It's an HMG Hera. So the rest of Hera, or at least the top of Hera, is now logically gated by the Meyer medallion and entry to Meyer.
Oh, there's a sword on Spec Rock.
Interesting. Okay. So Aussie getting a little bit bailed out for not doing the early Eastern play. Getting that sword, that will certainly be handy for actually doing East Death Mountain on the gear that Aussie has in this situation would have been very kind of terrifying without that sword. So that's very fortunate.
Yeah, that's a really low... Before sword, that's a really low equipment setup, especially when you only have 5 bombs.
Yeah, I wonder if we might have seen him use that blue potion and then use the red cane to kind of navigate this area if he hadn't picked up that sword, but we'll never know because he got the sword. And he does have Zora money now.
Hey, isn't there a descent from this area to get to Zora?
There is. I wonder what would... So I think the problem with that is he doesn't have the bow, so he wouldn't really have the option to splash delete or easily water walk. And there's the hook shot.
That's always nice to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd be a little surprised. Oh, nice. Picking up the hook shot and immediately using it to get hook speed to kind of navigate down to this corner a little quicker.
One of the nicest rail clips we have in the game, and it's just to cut like 3 seconds off the mountain.
Yep. Picked up a fetch quest, which will actually be convenient to link that in with K45 once he makes his way back over there.
What'd be especially helpful is if he picked up a glove here as well, because that would let him pick up checkerboard and route over to desert back easily. But
oh, yeah. Doesn't look like we got that yet. So I expect he'll probably...
There's the other bow!
Oh my gosh. So there was a sword and a bow in Eastern area, and there was a sword and a bow on the mountain.
Well, this heat's off to a fun start now, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think what Ossie's setting up for here, yeah. So Ossie's going for a witch DMD. This is really, really cool routing because he picked up that mushroom and he already used it on fake powder. He set up for a witch DMD, which he pulled off flawlessly. There's a little bit of soft lock risk there, but he avoided it. And he's able to turn in the mushroom, and then he'll probably do another clip down to Sahasrara and Eastern. This is very, very efficient routing.
And
the Moon Pearl.
on the so Moon Pearl on mushroom turn in.
Wow.
This seed is giving us everything.
Yeah, I wonder if so if Spleebie doesn't do the witch DMD that we just saw from Ossie, that Moon Pearl could be pretty awkward to get to. Oh no! I think Ossie was 1 pixel too high for that teleport. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was for those of you new to watching glitch modes. That is a certainly not unheard of. Seeing the soft locks that can come from very, very minor mistakes like that one.
And that, my friends, is how you get stuck in a tree.
Yep.
Become one with the tree.
And Ossie's taking the quick way into Eastern, which, while it is obviously faster than walking, it does mean that he won't have the silvers that he would have picked up in Saha on the way here if he hadn't failed that teleport from the witch's hut. So a little bit of time loss there, but not a time loss compared to Spleebie, who did walk that whole way. Just missing out on a potential advantage. Although with the lamp and the hook shot and all this stuff, he'll probably have a faster Eastern clear.
Meanwhile, Spleebie is going to go finish Landmo, so he'll have a second crystal.
Yeah, we know that there isn't an item here, but with this amount of magic and the bow, should be a fairly reasonable Landmo kill.
Also a sword.
Yeah,
if
fighter sword,
goes,
yeah.
If everything goes south, you have a sword.
True. A nice backup option that wasn't available to Ossie. And Spleebie starting it out with some NMG Landmo arrow strats. Looks like he landed a bunch of them.
Not an easy strat.
What is this? 4 cycles so far?
Oh, we got a little bit of spice here. Ossie is skipping the back of Eastern. The vanilla key check.
Oh, interesting.
Which we know has a book.
Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't see what was on. So Spleebie did do that book check in the desert.
And that was just money. But we don't know the contents of the Ether Medallion. Tablet.
True. And Spleebie hasn't been to the mountain yet, so I expect he'll probably be heading there very shortly. So that could... Oh, nope. Changing his mind. Maybe doing South Shore first. Where was that shovel?
The shovel was in the Paradox 2.
Oh, right. Okay.
I never bothered learning which was upper and which was lower, because it's a paradox. So I just referred them by number.
Alright, does Ossie go back in for the book now?
And if you don't go back in, that's a very, very isolated check in the back of Eastern.
Alright. So, once Spleebie does make his way to the mountain, we should pay very, very close attention to what's on that ether tablet. Because if it's nothing, then... If it's nothing and Ossie never goes back to Eastern, then Ossie saves a little bit of time over Spleebie.
But gets his silvers. Right after doing Armos, gets his silvers.
Yep, yep. Probably kicking himself a little bit for that soft lock. Spleebie showing us some bomb mini Moldars. Nice, 3 for 3.
Expert bomb throws.
The hammer. The hammer could actually be a little bit risky for Spleebie in this situation, because once Spleebie finishes up... Let's see, Spleebie doesn't have... Oh, Spleebie doesn't have the mirror, okay. I was thinking once Spleebie finishes up Paradox Cave, he would have the option of going up and using the hammer on top of Turtle Rock, which in this mode you don't need the bits for. You can just teleport up there, and then he could check Super Bunny Cave, which isn't logic, and that's 2 checks as opposed to the 1 check in the Mushroom Turn-In. But it's kind of slow. He would need to walk all the way up.
And we get the red boomerang out of Ice Rod Cave as well. Always a nice thing to have a boomerang on hand.
Yeah, but because Spleebie didn't do the link up that I was mentioning earlier of Graveyard Ledge to Houlihan to South Shore, he was a little bit short of Zora money, so chose to end his path there instead of potentially isolating Zora. There are a bunch of options for picking that up later, but that's kind of even more. Things that draw him away from that Mushroom Turn-In, which we know has his Moon Pearl.
I didn't know you could spin speed clip to do the ascent. Spleebie's Deathbound Ascent was lightning quick with that spin speed.
Yeah, did he do the kind of a hook speed instead of a boots clip to get in there?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Yeah, I think you don't see that. You don't see that so often because you don't often have like sword for the before you're heading up there. So it's definitely nice if you have it.
Well, so far, Spleebie didn't miss much in the Zora area. Just a big 20 and some bombs in Waterfall Ferry. A vanilla heart piece on the ledge.
All right, let's see what's at Zora. So there are 2 very important moments coming up very shortly, where Spleebie's about to show us what's on the Ether tablet, which, if it's something good, then that's potentially very bad for Osse, who left the book in the Eastern Big Key chest. And then shortly after that, Spleebie will be in the position after he clears Paradox Cave of either... Okay, it's nothing.
That is good for Osse.
That's very good for Osse.
And good for Spleebie. He checked the book before picking up the Master Sword.
Oh yeah, saves a little bit of time because of that. Doesn't need to sit through that whole animation. As Osse does have the hookshot that Spleebie didn't have for his first trip into Hera. So, oh no, wait. I'm getting mixed up. Okay, Osse already did do 1 dip into Hera. So this is Osse coming back to get these chests on the top of Hera out of logic.
He skipped the compass chest.
Did he? Oh, okay.
Although, he has the option at this point with that small key. At this point, it might be in the best interest to save scum that small key, because we want that small key.
Was the what was in the big chest? Was the second item in there?
We don't know.
Oh, he didn't do... Oh, he doesn't have the big key, right. Oh, he just
did...
went straight for the boss, okay.
He went up the tower and straight to the boss.
Oh, okay. All right, and Aussie doing giving us a map check. We have Thieves, Mire, and Ice as our 3 pendants. Interesting.
We have a Mire-locked Hera with a pendant Mire.
Classic. So, but because the small key is on Moldorm, that gives us the potential of being able to easily skip Pendant Mire.
We got a Bombos medallion out of Super Bunny.
Okay, now this is where Spleebie could gain or lose a lot of time. So if he goes up and if he does kind of Zora DMD, or if he went to the Hammer Portal, then he could have lost a lot of time. But it looks like he's doing the Witch DMD. Oh, he got soft locked in in the Witch DMD. Okay.
That could be disastrous, actually.
Ooh, that's a little bit scary.
Meanwhile, Aussie shows us how to get into Hookshot Cave without glove.
Yep. There's also soft lock risk there, so nice that he managed to avoid it. Wow, so both Spleebie and Aussie had soft locks near the witch, but because Aussie soft locked after the witch and Spleebie soft locked beforehand, it's a little bit more unfortunate for Spleebie. I did not know you could hookshot in that direction.
There is an arrow pointing in the grass that you can see when you're on that side, and it points you to the bushes that you can hookshot to.
Huh. Well, this is fortunate for Spleebie. He is picking up his Moon Pearl, and it looks like Aussie got, let's see, the Bombos Medallion and another sword.
Tempered sword on the catfish.
Okay. So Spleebie heading to the mountain with that new Moon Pearl. I wonder if Spleebie will be doing the same thing that we just saw from Aussie. Seems like a pretty common decision to, you have... okay. So he's actually doing exactly the same thing that Aussie did of sequence breaking Moldorm first. He will have the opportunity to pick up that compass chest, which again could be something big. But yeah, so far Aussie's skips appear to be working in his favor.
And it worked again. There's the map.
Just a map, okay.
Which really leads you to wonder if we need to sequence break if we need to save scum that key now. Meanwhile, Aussie is in the alternate dimension tower here.
Yep. Aussie has... Yeah, Aussie has everything he needs to sequence break the basement. Although doing bomb jumps on the right side this early would be, I think, maybe a little uncommon.
And also slightly terrifying. Instead, he's just going to take the Wallmaster elevator service.
Yeah, it's interesting that he chose to do Tile Room first, because if he does have the hammer and hookshot, so if he had chosen to go full left first, and if he had only found 2 chest small keys on the left side, then because the Ganon's Tower key logic in this version of the randomizer, that would have guaranteed that that Tile Room must contain a small key. So Spleebie will have the opportunity to make up a little bit of time.
There's the fire rod.
That way. Fire rod in Rando Room.
DM's room.
But... sorry, DM's room. Oh my gosh.
Stalfos room.
Stalfos room. Sure.
I didn't know you could bonk like that. Aussie is showing me all the new tech.
Okay, and it looks like Spleebie is doing the route that I mentioned earlier. So, so hopefully for Spleebie, he'll only find 2 chest small keys or 1. Okay, I guess this is the second. Yeah, this is the second chest small key. So, oh no, it looks like Aussie found a bunch of keys. Okay, so Spleebie won't be able to conclusively, at least if I'm counting my keys right, Spleebie won't be able to rule out an item potentially in tile room. Oh my gosh, chat's pointing out we're in Flipper's Go mode. We're less than half an hour and we're 1 item from Go mode.
Yeah, there's
kidding?
checks. There's key number 3, and we are in Flippers / Meyerman Bathdelian Go mode, and that depends entirely on. Well, oh, there's a glove. We didn't need a glove, but there's a glove.
Yeah, theoretically we didn't need it. Yeah, at this point, if you're running this seed, you really don't want to be finding things that open up more checks because it's. You really want to be finding your Go mode before you find various things that open up more potentially bad locations that your Go mode could be.
Although honestly, if I have to choose a single item like that, I would like gloves just because they do make things slightly more convenient in the Dark World.
Hmm.
Glove 1 is acceptable. Titan's mitts are not.
Yeah, so Spleebie coming here before going to Hookshot Cave could be, it could be an advantage or a disadvantage. He's at a sword disadvantage, which, if the 4th sword is somewhere convenient, that could be not a big issue. And he also doesn't have a Bombos medallion, which, if Myra ends up not having anything, could be an advantage as well.
Meanwhile, I didn't see anything in the back of Ice Harmos.
Nothing in the back of Ice Harmos. So
the only case where we would absolutely need the Myra medallion is the odd case of. Actually, we can go to Hera or go to Swamp. No, we'd have to hope that Flippers are not in the Hera basement for it to be a not need Myra medallion, which would be a very unfortunate seed, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Did Aussie skip right side?
It looks like he did, and I think what Aussie may have been thinking there was he doesn't have the mirror, so getting back from the right side is kind of awkward, and it's the same number of chests, at least left for him now, at the top of GT, which is required, versus the right side, which isn't. And so Spleebie, on the other hand, because he wasn't able to rule out Tile Room potentially having an item. Oh no, he's okay. He's skipping Tile Room, but he is checking the right side. So yeah, another opportunity for Spleebie to gain quite an advantage here. If Flippers are here, Aussie, once he's finished here, will have a whole bunch of very item-dense crystal dungeons that would probably be more appealing than going back for the 4 locations left on right side GT. So let's see if this pays off, or oh my goodness,
Flippers right there.
Is that Go mode?
That
Yeah.
I'm willing to call that Go mode for Spleebie at 33 minutes.
Yeah, that is huge. So Aussie, once he finishes GT here, he'll need to make his way back to the right side of GT, which is kind of like a miniature pendant dungeon in glitch modes. And if he's thinking of it that way, if he's thinking, well, right side of GT is like a miniature pendant dungeon, and I have all these crystal dungeons available to me, it could be quite some time before he makes his way back there.
So Aussie has the tempered sword for combat advantage, but it could be a long while before he goes to right side GT. Because at the absolute least, he has 6 full clearable dungeons.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me. He's already cleared 3 of them, technically.
1, 2.
So,
what was the third?
He's got the items out of desert.
Oh, yeah. The finishing off Landmo is nice and quick. Wow. So, yeah, because Spleebie has the small key from Moldorm, Spleebie will be able to clip from Hera to Swamp to finish off Swamp without the mirror and open up the Swamp front door. It's going to be, well, assuming he doesn't find the mirror someplace convenient. I imagine on Master Sword we might see him do some dungeons that you're required to open up chests on the way to finish them, like. Still needs to do pod, and that could have your mirror or another sword on your way to the big key. Same with Turtle Rock.
And honestly, when we get Swamp, we might still see some checks open there if we haven't found another sword. Just because, there's a bunch of easy checks right there.
Yeah, certainly not left side, but the chests in the back.
Meanwhile, look at this Aga 2 pattern. This is awful.
So it looks like we didn't get another sword at the top of GT, but I think Spleebie's on pace to have a pretty incredible time on this one, and it really it's funny, the first half hour of this race was kind of defined by Osse having slightly more fortunate routing and skipping things that ended up just slowing Spleebie down until that one different decision where just one location that Osse decided to skip, which was a totally reasonable decision. If Flippers had been at the top of GT or in another Crystal dungeon, then Osse would have quite the advantage. But Seed didn't end up rolling that way.
That's rando.
Yep.
So, hey, look, it's Hype Cave. Let's see if anything of note is in Hype Cave.
Yep. Finding the mirror will definitely save Osse some time in Swamp. Yeah, doing. Speaking of which, okay.
Krellbell, can you stop cursing? Can we stop using our commentator's curse to put items places? I think that's cheating on our part.
Well, so the mirror will help him in Swamp, but what won't help him in Swamp is not having the flippers. Once and if he does find those flippers, then we'll get to see kind of two significantly different approaches to clearing Swamp. I would be very surprised to see Spleebie go out of his way to check Hype Cave to pick up that mirror.
I mean, about the only time you'd check it is after Swamp.
Oh yeah. Which, although, no, not in this case, because Spleebie not having the mirror will be entering Swamp from Hera, which means once he leaves Swamp, he'll be in the fake light world.
Fake dark world?
Yes, fake dark world. There
He'll
we
be
go.
in the fake world.
The flute. Okay.
Can we talk about how clean that mirror-wrapped laser bridge was, by the way?
Yeah, that was nicely executed. Got a first try. And this is probably Spleebie also heading to... Nope. Okay. It looks like Spleebie was considering going to Swamp, but thought better of it and thought, nope, you know what, I'm doing TR first, hoping for maybe another sword or a mirror, which we know he's not going to find the mirror. He'll find Nope,
Nope,
I'm
he's
wrong.
going. I'm going to hazard a guess. This is a Skullwoods trip.
Skull Woods first. Interesting. Okay. I think. Yeah, this won't really get him many extra checks, but he might be thinking. I'm actually not sure what he's thinking here. Maybe he's not looking forward to a Master Sword Trinex fight that he could potentially avoid if there's something good on Moldorm, or sorry, on Mothula. Man, I can't get any of the boss names right today.
I mean, we have to keep 10 boss names in mind, so that's kind of a difficult thing to track sometimes. Especially when 3 of them are eyeballs, and at least 2 of them start with the letter M.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we're going on the grand adventure looking for a big key in Turtle Rock.
Yep. We'll see where that big key ends up. Ideally, if you're in Go mode in TR, you want it to be vanilla. That's the fastest possible position for it. The worst place for it. Oh, that's good for Spleebie. That's the second best place. So Spleebie will get to skip Compass Room and Roller Room. Looks like Osse was taking a quick inventory on number of small keys, considering potentially skipping that pokey key. I think he could have skipped it.
He also might have just been waiting for a more favorable pokey position. Meanwhile, Mothula's down.
Wow, having no trouble with that. I got one of the 2 items.
I honestly don't think we'll be seeing the other item.
Probably not.
It's 1 item versus continuing on to the next dungeon.
Yeah.
Although, from here, what is the next dungeon?
My guess is Pod. Pod has a lot of density. An easier boss on Master Sword than TR, arguably. Oh yeah, with Silver Arrows, certainly. Although both the path to Pod and the path to TR in HMG, both of those paths start at Old Man Cave, but because he did a Kiki Yeet is the technical name of that. Okay, no, that's right. So just skipping across the screen to get into the bottom of Spectacle Rock, and then doing a bomb insta-clip to get into Pod. Yeah, I guess another argument in favor of going in this direction instead of doing TR first is without the mirror, access to TR is a little bit less convenient. So I think Spleebie's hoping for. I think Spleebie's certainly hoping for the mirror would be the nicest item for him to find here. Of course, we know it's not here. But that would really speed up his access to both TR and Swamp. Alright, and in HMG Pod, you have to keep a very close count of the items you find up front, because if Spleebie finds if Spleebie finds 2 items that aren't small keys in the front 4, then it's certain that both right side chests are small keys, and because he opened up one of the key doors for free in Cave State, he would conclusively get to skip the right side. So far, not paying out, or not getting the fortunate pod key layout.
One day I want to see the legendary 6-key HMG.
I think we've seen. I think it's happened in this tournament so far.
Meanwhile, Osse is also going to Pod.
Is this Pod or
Actually,
Skull?
no. There are 2 ways we could go from here. I forget about the map wrap.
Yep, this is a fun one. There is hardlock risk here, but pulled off the first step, and this is the risky part. There, got it. So that lets you map wrap all the way across from TR to Skull. The Only issue with that is if you move right or are moved right, if you're nudged right even the tiniest bit by trying to get into that door to fix your camera, then it's an instant hard lock. So a little bit of risk. Osse nicely avoiding it. 'Cause if he had hard lock there, he would have lost out the whole TR clear. This is nice. We're going to get to see. Oh, nice extended auto stairs from Spleebie there.
5-key pod front.
5 key, okay.
5 keys and a map. This pod is amazing so far.
Yeah, so Spleebie's. Oh, and a fortunate big key location. So Spleebie will get to. Well, not the most fortunate, but better than if it was in Dark Maze. And yeah, I think Spleebie's on pace to make a very, very good a good finishing time here. The only thing that'll kind of slow him down a little bit is not having that mirror makes Swamp a little bit less convenient to get access to. Just need to do one extra Hera pot, one extra Hera to Swamp citrus clip. So that and only having the Master Sword will slow things down a little bit, but Spleebie's still on pace for a very impressive time here. While Osse is going to be just following the always be clearing dungeons and just clearing out these crystal dungeons, which are very item dense and much more item dense than going back to GT. But unfortunately, we know that that Osse's Go mode is on that GT right side.
Meanwhile, we're getting the back of escape. Also, whatever Osse has for his capture, it made the blue in Hyrule Castle extremely bright.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a if this is a real console like a Super NT or some kind of setup like that.
Oh, hey, look, we're going to pod.
We'll have a little bit of not quite high five, but Osse entering pod right as Spleebie is wrapping up pod. Nice, and using the spin speed hammer extension to kind of make the hammer Helmosaur kill a little bit faster and easier.
Spleebie is a person after my own heart. I love using hammer kill there.
Yep. It's I'm not actually sure how much faster it is than doing an inventory switch to silvers. Of course, then you have to land the silvers hit. But that is one more crystal dungeon down for Spleebie, who is now down to TR and Swamp. I expect we'll probably see TR first. In fact, that is what Spleebie's setting up for now. He would have gone to Link's house to set up for Swamp. Yeah, another up. This is interesting. So what Spleebie's doing here is doing Hera pot to get up to the top of Hera, to clip from Hera to Swamp, and because he didn't flood Swamp and it doesn't have the mirror, the only option available to him here will be using his Hera key to open up the Swamp front door, and I guess it's okay. I guess he'll be able to walk off screen, walk back on screen, and open up the dam, and then go back to Hera and do all this again. I think a Death Warp is a little bit faster, but maybe not as much of a difference as I thought. maybe chat can help us out. We have some hybrid major glitches experts in chat.
Meanwhile, we save and quit out of the front, so Swamp is prepared.
Okay. Spleebie opened up the hopefully opened up the front door.
He did open the front door. I made sure to watch it, or else I probably would have called it out.
Okay. And I'm interested that he did a save and quit instead of just walking off screen and back on. I think that would have gotten him to dam a little faster. I wonder if this is a little bit of Spleebie's on kind of really incredible pace here, and maybe this is a little bit of kind of PB pace nerves.
This pace is insane.
Yeah. 2 dungeons left. So we should talk about what we just saw. Spleebie do. So first, Spleebie went to Hera and clipped from Hera to Swamp to use a Hera small key on the Swamp front door, which in hybrid major glitches, you 90% of the time won't have a small key in the first chest in Swamp. Using a key from somewhere else could be required, but logically, it will only ever require you to use the extra Meyer small key. So using the Hera key for that was a sequence break, but a huge time save. And what we're seeing now is another, what's called a dash citrus clip to get back from Hera to Swamp again. And because Spleebie flooded the dam and then did a save and quit, because he didn't do a screen transition, that will get him back to... Yeah, that leaves the front of Swamp flooded, so he'll be able to walk out the front door to reset his dungeon state from Hera to Swamp, and then clear Swamp normally.
And meanwhile, we're going to see the helmets working again on Osse's side.
Yep. Let's see what Osse is a little bit better equipped than Spleebie was, with a lot more hearts and, more importantly, the Tempered Sword. But Spleebie got a nice hammer Helmosaur kill, so won't make much of a difference. And hey, Spleebie getting another heart container out of that out of the front of Swamp. So because the front of Swamp did not have a small key, then clipping from Mire to Swamp to open up the front door, like we saw from Spleebie earlier, was logically required in the seed, or was hard required in the seed rather.
That said, Pendant Mire and accessible key with a Hera pup means we weren't going to be seeing that Mire today.
Yeah.
And about all that Spleebie could hope for at this point is a Tempered Sword from an accessible check, like looking for big key, or right here would be pretty nice if he checks them.
Yeah, I think. Oh no, he's going for it. Okay. He says, "You know what? I have." And actually, this makes a. Okay, it's interesting skipping the waterfall chest, but not that one. But I wonder if it's because there are so many chests left in the world that Spleebie got to skip. So I wonder if this is partially Spleebie kind of betting on the sword upgrades being anywhere else in the world aside from those chests, and just using that as an educated guess on skipping them.
And we have Argus.
And it looks
using
like
Master Sword Spin was the plan. It's just Argus did not agree today.
Yep. And so I thought we were about to see a swamp clear from Osse, but looks like he's setting up something. Is this? Oh, okay, no, it's not heading back to GT.
He can't clear swamp.
Oh, right, no flippers. Yes.
That's the problem here.
Yeah, that's kind of the main problem facing Aussie here.
And here on Bumper Ledge, which we don't need a cape for this.
Yep, if that had been something good, then we would have seen Aussie do a teleport to get up to that ledge, skipping the cape requirement. But it was nothing, and Spleebie, picking up his 6th crystal, is about to show us a different path into Turtle Rock than the one we saw from Aussie earlier. So it's kind of nice how the divergence between these runners has shown us different approaches to the dungeons. It's kind of cool.
It is absolutely cool. But they both start from the same place. We need to go to the Dark World, and this is the easiest portal to get to.
Yep. Yeah, in both overworld glitches and hybrid major glitches, it can be... you can use that approach to get into the Dark World many times in a run. Well, there's half magic.
And there is a very different way to get in. We just walk through the front door. Or not the front door, but the side door.
Oh, okay.
So I think we actually might see a little bit more up front, because Spleebie might look for another key.
Well, let's see. He's about to get the... Oh, this is actually an interesting...
Never mind. He's about to get a small key, and he's going to get the big key.
Well, I wonder if he steals the... So if he steals the small key, then he'll be in a good position. Okay.
Well, even if he didn't steal small key, the lava island was a small key.
Oh, it was. Okay.
So
wow, good memory. So yeah, he would have been bailed out by that small key. If there hadn't been a small key there, then he would have.
I mean, there was a small key on Laser Bridge as well. Plus, the question is, would he have had a key to get through the door going to Laser Bridge?
Right. Yeah, it would have definitely been more awkward. Okay, so he's about to pick up his... it's a little hard to think through Spleebie's route here because it's... And in fact, now I'm remembering, I think I've heard Spleebie talk about how he prefers entering the middle of TR over what I thought I was going to see from him, which was the mirrorless version of getting to Laser Bridge, which is... We saw the mirror version of that from Aussie earlier. But we didn't see that, and Spleebie got his big key, and he stole the Poke Key. And you're always guaranteed that, in this mode, that there is a small key on Laser Bridge. Oh, and bailed out again, so Spleebie won't need to check anything on Laser Bridge. It's kind of convenient.
This is... the biggest concern now, although he has a blue potion still, is magic for Trinex on a hammer fight.
Yeah, I think certainly not the easiest Trinex kill, but yeah, with that backup blue potion, I'll be interested to see if Spleebie just goes right for it, or if he's just going right for it. Okay. Does he have magic powder? Wow, not even getting magic powder. Bold. I like it.
Spleebie's on an absolutely maddening pace right now.
Yep. We should, of course, give some commentary to what we're seeing from Aussie, which is some very efficient clearing of crystal dungeons.
And checks around crystal dungeons.
Yep.
We saw a Village of Outcasts overworld clear into the Misery Mire area, leading into this desert clear.
Oh, nice.
I'll admit, I did not catch anything in the Village of Outcasts area, so if chat saw anything of note, please let me know.
Alright, Spleebie having a little bit of trouble on this. Oh, that actually hurts quite a
lot.
Bit.
Not so much, because we still don't have to use the potion, except for this.
I think he does need to use a potion to get through Pinball Room. Oh no, he can go down. Okay, he can go down here and I mean, it's kind of awkward, but he can get the small magic pot from here. I wonder if he death warps or tries killing these. Okay, no, just death warps. Okay. What we're seeing from Osse here is kind of cool because he put the mirror portal right in front of the entrance to the back of desert. If he hadn't picked up the bomb like he did there, then walking into the top of the portal would have left him stuck in the wall and it would have been a mirror bonk. But holding any item over your head, a bomb or a bush or a Samaria block, prevents you from going through portals. So drop a bomb, pick it up, walk to the part of the portal that won't mirror bonk you. Yeah, very convenient.
Not even stopping for hearts there, Spleebie. Spleebie's being very bold today. And we have a dig game that spit out the 4th bottle at about 20 digs.
And Osse's saying, you know what? I think 3 is enough. I'm gonna get back to this flipper stunt. Oh, I wonder if real fake powder, whatever people call it, Spleebie getting the using whatever the name of that glitch is to pick up the fairy for a nice health refill, make this a little bit safer.
Pendant Thieves Town.
Yep. I think pretty well. Okay, so Osse's completed all the crystal dungeons that he can without the flippers. So now this is I think the most item dense pendant dungeon left to him. I wonder if he does Mire or Ice before going back to GT.
If he does either of them, he will be doing Mire unless he finds mitts here. Because without the flippers or the mitts, Ice is not in logic.
Oh, true, yeah. And yeah, so it would be pretty surprising to see him head into Ice, even though he could use the mirror or a bottle to get in there. That would be pretty surprising.
So, with it being a flipper stunt, Ice is a very, very not lucrative play right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Which I think makes Ganon's Tower seem a lot more appealing compared to the other locations. Although, you know, potentially Osse could be in a position where he's metagaming. He might be thinking, well, if it was right side GT, then Spleebie would have finished already. So I'm gonna not do that and check other things. That could be something that Osse's considering. But yeah, Spleebie picking up on the second attempt, much cleaner than the first, picking up his 7th crystal, and heading to a Master Sword Silver's Ganon fight.
Worth noting from that Tranix fight is Spleebie got 4 hammer hits on the first Ice Rod shot when he went from the back.
Ooh, nice. I don't know if I've ever done that. I think it's hard enough to get 3.
So how do you like spins?
All right, we're gonna see. Let's see. 12.
Starting with a labyrinth reference from Ganon. Very fond of that.
Ooh, and using the Samaria block to cancel the recoil and get multiple spins. Taking a couple unfortunate hits, putting him 1 heart from death. I can't remember if he has any potions left. All right, this is a good position, assuming. Yeah,
if he can get out of this with a blue cane.
Or just hookshot iframes. Oh, this is scary. Okay.
How to give your commentators a heart attack? Fight Ganon.
Spleebie is fighting as if he has a fairy. I don't think he does. So this is a very tense Ganon fight. Okay.
He almost got hugged there.
On to phase 3.
Meanwhile, Ossie's fighting blind. I have not looked at Ossie's screen since we started this Ganon fight. I will be completely honest.
Does Spleebie still have that potion?
He does. I saw it when he menued to the hookshot.
Oh my goodness, Spleebie. He's just absolutely going for it. Just really fighting for every second now. All right.
Probably feels very behind after that Death to Trinex. In a match against an opponent you do not want to be behind on.
Yep, especially a round 2 match where he's 1 down. Must have been a very tense fight.
Please don't fall.
And he did it!
Get your GGs in chat for Spleebie.
With an incredible time, with a identical race time as you see on screen of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 7 seconds. That is... Oh man, what a seed. What an absolute jet seed. Unless you skip right side GT, which, again, totally understandable. If the flipper... Oh man, like... What would Ossie's time have looked like on the seat if the flippers had just been on the top of GT?
Faster than that.
Yeah. But that means that Spleebie will be will be taking this bronze match to a game 3. So we will have one more match between these two to determine who places 3rd and who places 4th in this tournament.
And we are joined by Spleebie. Welcome to the commentary booth. And GG's.
Well, thanks. GG.
So Spleebie, was that a PB or yeah, I guess that's my first question is, was that a PB or how did that compare to your PB?
I thought it would be, but I guess there was a 104 qualifier I think I got.
Oh, wow. Well, still an absolutely incredible time. So my first question for you is, how were your nerves on kind of at least for the last... Gosh, you were in go mode for over half of that
From like
seed,
35 minutes.
Yeah. How were your nerves
nervous
for all that?
They're high. Yeah. High strung.
So were you thinking that you were behind compared to Ossie?
Not like the last time. Well, I don't know. I always feel behind. I can never tell when to feel ahead. Or behind. Where were the flippers?
Right side Ganon's tower.
Right side GT.
Yep, Ossie made the gamble of you know what, I'm 1 item from go, and GT's easy to get back to, and there's 4 required items that are going to cross my path on the way up, and flippers could be up there, and then I get to go mode 6 dungeons. But we know that they weren't there, and they were on the path that you chose instead, and yeah, that made all the difference in this race.
It was a very fast-paced seed because of that, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I was the point where we were looking for flippers, and the royal we, right? Streamer brain. Flippers and the Fire Rod, I think. And they were both in GT? Jeez.
And welcome, Aussie. GG.
GG, Aussie.
We're joined by Osse in the booth. Osse, you might be on mute, but GG.
Don't think I am.
Oh, we can hear you
There
now.
he is.
So,
Hey, GG.
Could have been Discord just doing its thing where it doesn't let you speak for a minute.
So Osse, we were talking to Spleebie before you joined and commenting on how the definitely the play that decided the outcome of this race was when Osse, you were actually ahead a little bit, heading up into Gauntlet, but you made the decision to go down the path of required items when you were one item from Go, and headed up into Gauntlet when you were flippers from Go, and Spleebie decided to cover his bases and check the right side of GT first before doing Gauntlet, and was rewarded with a 35-minute Go mode and the ability to Go mode, I think, 5
All of the
crystal
Dark World.
dungeons. Yeah.
Yeah, all of Dark World.
4 crystal dungeons.
4 crystal. Okay.
We had 3. We had the weird 3 crystal light world scenario.
Oh, right.
I hadn't even gone to Pod, and GT was the first Dark World thing I did, and that was it.
Lucky.
Yeah, that definitely ended up working out for Spleebie. Before that, kind of the interesting divergences in this race were Osse, you skipped the Eastern Palace Big Key Chest, which had the book, which we were very worried on your behalf for, but Spleebie showed us that both of the tablets had nothing, which actually saved you a little bit of time. And then the other
Since
kind
I
of
had Fighter Sword for both of them. Got
Mm,
Master immediately after checking Ether Tablet.
oh yeah, and the I guess the other kind of major divergences were both of you attempted the Witch DMD, but Osse got the Witch DMD, which got him the Moon Pearl a lot earlier, but then soft locked on the teleport afterwards, so didn't have silvers going into Eastern. Whereas Spleebie, you soft locked on the Witch DMD, which kind of surprised me. It looked like your setup was good. Do you know what happened there?
Yeah, I'm not I have no idea. I thought it was good, but something was not good, obviously. I didn't get the funny auto walk thing.
Yeah, but that ended up setting you back a little bit. And also Osse went to Hookshot Cave and Catfish as the first thing in Dark World, whereas Spleebie, you went straight to GT, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And that meant you were a sword behind. There was a sword on Catfish. But none of that ended up making nearly as big a difference in this race as, of course, the Flippers location.
I also found it quite amusing that you each had a different first sword and first bow.
Oh yeah,
Oh, where was the sword that I missed?
Catfish.
Ah, Catfish.
But
You just said
I think
that, didn't you? I'm sorry.
but Osse, I think Osse did Mountain first, which had a sword and bow, and Spleebie, you did Eastern area first, which also had a sword and bow. So that was kind of fun. But it was also nice from a viewers and commentators perspective to see Osse, you picked up the mirror in Hype Cave, which Spleebie, of course, you were never going to make your way to. So because of that, we got to see different approaches to various dungeons. Spleebie, I'm curious about your Turtle Rock routing.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, without the mirror, I guess I don't know why I didn't think I could just death warp. But the big key can't be in the back, right? It's always got to be before lava chest, or lava chests are before it. So I thought I'll just go in the middle, go to the front, get the big key, and then just walk to the back. I can do the mirrorless laser bridge clip wrap, whatever we call it. But then I was like, well, but I don't have the mirror, so yeah, I don't. I guess I was worried I'd get red mail and death warping would be a pain or something, but.
Well, I was thinking that getting to Skull Woods would be awkward from Turtle Rock without mirror. So I did a couple extra checks having to get it.
Yeah, I just went ahead and did Skull Woods first and then Turtle Rock because I wouldn't have been able to map wrap after Turtle Rock.
Crabble and I hazard to guess that maybe you want to do the other dungeons in hopes of getting like a tempered sword, or half magic for Trinex.
Yeah, or mirror, which would have helped a lot in both TR and Swamp.
Yeah, I did wish that I had done, and then Swamp I did in 2 sessions for no reason because nerves. And I should have saved Swamp for last because then I could have just run again and from there. But obviously, getting the flippers was all I needed, so that was enough. Got lucky.
Yep. And in this case, that routing decision worked in your favor. And so it looks like we'll be taking this to a game 3. I think that is, same time tomorrow, at least on the schedule. So what are your thoughts heading into game 3, which will decide the third and fourth placements in this tournament?
I guess I'm hoping for a slower seed next time, where we can like explore the game thoroughly, not have it come down to like, random picks for go mode.
Let's actually like get some of the hybrid major glitch required clips, which I guess we had Swamp in this seed, but we could do it from Hera. I mean, I never touched Meyer.
Yeah, it was nice you got to show us.
Yeah, a slower seed would definitely be good.
Well, it was nice that you got to show us one of the cooler approaches to clearing Swamp, even if your particular execution of it did add a little bit of unnecessary extra time. But yeah, it's always cool to see mirrorless Swamp. That's one of the coolest things that you can see in hybrid major glitches.
It was also an absolutely blistering pace, which made an exciting race to watch.
Yeah.
So, I agree, a slower seed could be fun to watch, but the fast seed was definitely good viewership.
Yep. Hopefully, I'm hoping in game 3 it's a little bit closer for a little bit longer. This one obviously had was basically decided at 35 minutes in. So that's what I think I'm hoping for in the next one. It's get to see the back and forth exchange, and which we got to see a lot of in the first half hour of this race. So I think definitely good luck to both of you going into your both of your last match in this tournament, and one of the last matches overall.
Thanks.
All right. I think that will just about wrap it up for us. Any last comments before I take us out?
Just thanks for commentating and restream and tracking, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks to SpeedGaming for showing us off.
Excellent race between the two of you. I know I'm excited for tomorrow. What about you, Crubble?
I am very, very excited. Yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh, yes. Perfect. Be able to watch it. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you both so much for racing. Thanks, Zeke, for doing co-commentary with me, and thanks to Arborelia for doing a great job tracking. Yeah, thanks to everyone who watched. This was a quite the jet seat, quite the fun race to watch. And I've been Krellbell, and yeah, see you all tomorrow. Thanks everyone. Goodbye.